Hi, this is Jim Gillespie. And when you've been around commercial real estate brokerage for a long enough time, you start accumulating some great stories of things you've experienced over the years. And sometimes some of your biggest nightmares can turn out to be your greatest stories years down the road. But I want to share a story with you that I experienced that was very, very unique in my brokerage career and very exciting at the time and kind of fun and exciting to look back on. I had basically submitted a bid through one of my buyers to get a property into court. A receiver was handling the property, so the court required a minimum bid to get the property into court, and then they would have people show up in the courtroom to overbid it, and we'd find out who ended up owning the property at the end of that procedure in the courtroom. But there was another property through the same receivership and the same ownership that was being bid on, and fortunately for me, my property had nobody come into court to overbid on it, so I ended up making the deal with my buyer. But there was another property that had two buyers interested in it, and when the one buyer got it to court, the other potential buyer showed up on the same day and basically pulled the other buyer aside and said, listen, there's going to need to be overbid situations in the court, and I can tell you I'm already prepared to overbid your existing bid by the minimum 5% that's required. Then you're probably going to overbid me, and we're going to go back and forth, and somebody's going to end up owning the property at a much higher price than your bid is in at right now. So what I'm proposing is that you and I flip a coin right now out here in the hallway, and whoever wins gets to get the property at the price that it's in right now without any overbidding. And both parties agreed. They shook hands, and we're all standing around for the coin flip, and the coin goes up in the air, it bounces on the ground, it's rolling around, everybody's leaning in looking at it, and sure enough it comes up heads, and one of the two guys ended up with the deal. They shook hands, they both left, and that was that, okay? So that was a really exciting moment. I wasn't actually involved in the transaction, but as a spectator, it was a pretty wild thing to look at, knowing that $1,800,000 transaction was hanging in the wings. So when you've been around the business a long time, hopefully you'll have stories like that, and this was just one that I experienced that I wanted to share with you. If I can ever help you with coaching, training, or professional speaking, let me know through my website at commercialrealestatecoach.com.